All of us face a common prison in our lives. Not one built of bricks and iron, but an internal dungeon crafted from our own assumptions, societal expectations, and the impossible urge to be perfect. This article explores that hidden prison humanity unconsciously builds for itself. We'll examine how our dreams and desires become silent traps, how a sense of emptiness emerges, and how true freedom begins only when we dare to break through those walls. This journey invites us to confront our real selves and liberate the parts we've long buried under illusion. Often, humanity unknowingly constructs a prison within, far more powerful, subtle, and enduring than any physical confinement. This prison isn't made of bricks or bars, nor guarded by anyone else. It's made from our reactions, from the influences etched into us since childhood, from the unreachable standards of perfection we create, from fear, from doubt, from the obsessive need to control, and most of all, from the unrealistic expectations we place upon ourselves and others to be flawless. At first, these expectations seem like noble ambitions, bright dreams, hopeful visions, a shining map for life. We begin to imagine our future as one of unbroken joy, success, and meaning. It feels like we're crafting our own story, shaping our identity, and steering our destiny. Yet unknowingly, every thought of "I must be this," every inner command of "I have to reach that," every whisper of "I must be more" becomes another brick in this invisible cell. We walk into it willingly, building it with the very dreams we once trusted. This prison isn't something forced on us, it rises from within. Here lies the deep paradox, that the same desire for freedom leads us to self-imposed chains. Our yearning for truth, our hunger to express who we are, eventually turns into the very illusion that binds us. That is the strange, quiet tragedy of being human. This prison begins with beautiful, innocent dreams. We imagine our lives in perfect shapes, like artists sketching a masterpiece on a fresh canvas. Every stroke and detail promises a future of greatness, a life without failure, a happiness that never ends. These designs are captivating in their beauty and sincerity. They reflect the human urge to create, to stretch beyond the limits, to reach for what feels divine. But when we compare ourselves to the perfect lives displayed on screens, polished careers, curated relationships, smiling families, we begin to sculpt a false version of ourselves, an image removed from reality. And so we forge invisible chains in the name of perfection. Yet this prison isn't born only from personal desire. The world into which we are born, our families, our culture, our generation, whispers 1,000 silent commands. Be this, achieve that, do better than before. Even spoken in love, these messages become invisible weights on our shoulders. Modern definitions of success, career, income, status, image fuel our own silent standards. No matter where we go, the pressure follows. And under that weight, the walls rise higher. Over time, the dream walls shift. What once felt beautiful becomes narrow and suffocating. What inspired us now controls us. The paths become tighter, more complex, more exhausting. Perfection becomes law. Every step feels like a test. And even when we try our best, it never feels like enough. What once gave us hope becomes the cell that holds us. Joy fades. Air thins. The light outside feels unreachable. We sink deeper into isolation and anxiety, and this is what so many live with in silence. The prison of loneliness and emptiness, the internal fall. Inside this self-made prison, the final result of perfectionism is terrifying emptiness. The walls may appear spotless, clean, controlled, pristine, but that perfection is sterile. In chasing flawlessness, we numb our emotions, silence our truth, and kill our creativity. Nothing new can enter because mistakes are no longer allowed. And so the colors of life vanish. Joy withers, meaning fades. Existence becomes a hollow pit. Even though everything looks perfect on the outside, inside there is only stillness and suffering. This is the unspoken reality for so many. The most painful battle in this prison doesn't come from others, it comes from within. Our minds spiral into relentless anxiety. The inner voice repeating, "You're not enough," becomes a constant companion. Fear stalks every decision. Criticism paralyzes us. Doubt becomes our language. Even when we look into the mirror, we no longer recognize the anxious, tired face staring back, worn down by the pursuit of being perfect. The scariest part? The enemy is ourselves. It's a war fought inside a fortress we built. The result is exhaustion, grief, and a loop of self-blame that never ends. And yet, we keep going. We deceive ourselves. We bury our imperfections. We deny the cracks. We pretend. At first, the mask we wear feels like armor, but soon it becomes a wall, one that separates us from real connection. You can't form deep bonds when you're hiding who you are. And so, loneliness grows, not because others rejected us, but because we never revealed the truth within us. The more we try to meet outer expectations, the more our inner world crumbles. This collapse is invisible, but its pain is real. We lose the ability to choose for ourselves. Our decisions become chained to others' standards or to the ideal image we've created. It all starts with the desire to be perfect. That simple wish becomes a prison, a silent chain made of illusions. And yet, in the darkest hour, when the illusion feels like steel and the emptiness is unbearable, a crack appears, not caused by force, but by the quiet breaking point of the soul. It is the moment when something inside says, "Enough." A flaw we can no longer ignore, a truth we can't unsee. That tiny crack is sacred. It's the result of years of silent suffering and the soul's refusal to die in a lie. It is the moment when the mind no longer has strength to maintain the illusion. A sliver of truth breaks through. In that instant, it may feel like everything is collapsing. But it's not collapse, it's light entering. The moment the crack appears, something shifts. We begin to see the prison didn't come from outside. We built it. Our desires, our fears, our inherited pressures, they all poured the cement. That realization is painful, but it's also the beginning of healing. Because once we see we built it, we can also unlock it. We weren't just the prisoners, we were the architect and the guards. And somewhere deep down, we've always held the key. Through the crack comes truth, raw, natural, alive. It carries the chaos of reality, the beauty of imperfection, the sound of laughter that isn't polished, the feeling of being fully alive. As the light widens, the pressure lifts. The suffocating silence is replaced by breath. And we see it clearly now, perfection is empty. Freedom doesn't come from demolishing the prison. It comes from knowing we can walk out at any time. True freedom is letting go of the need to be flawless. It's embracing your imperfections, loving what's real, and allowing yourself to be human again. In that moment, peace returns. The prison fades, and in front of us lies something vast, uncertain, and full of possibility. The open horizon. The place we were always meant to walk toward. The truth is simple and astonishing. The door was never locked, and the key was always in your hand. Ultimately, the prison of our expectations isn't as unbreakable as it feels. The key is within us. When we begin to release perfection, accept our flaws, and love ourselves honestly, the crack becomes a doorway, a wide, open door. We hope this reflection encourages you to look at your own internal walls, to confront the fears and doubts that bind you, and to step into the light of your truth. Life does not seek perfection. Life seeks presence, authenticity, you. So, are you ready to open the door to your own prison today? See you in the next video.